Today, man, I'll be giving you guys my macros, and you will be able to pretty much beat every single coverage in the game with just simply one tap of a button. Now, some of you guys might be thinking, what the hell are macros? So on the main menu, if you guys go to create and share, scroll all the way down to custom adjustments, you can actually, for offense and defense, you can essentially make your own play. As you can see, for offense, I have a lot of different plays, and they beat a bunch of different coverages: cover 2, cover 3, man, shade in man, shade out man. Every type of man, every type of zone, we have something for that with literally just one tap of a button. So I'm going to be showing you guys the route concept in practice, how it beats the coverage, what your progression should look like, who are you looking for if it's a blitz to get the ball out your hands quick, and then we'll go back to the custom adjustment screen and I'll run through it very quickly so you guys can see every single route combo we got, so you can set this thing up properly. Now this is only going to be for offense. I'll get a video out on defense when I feel like I'm ready. A few days ago, I did get a video out pretty much breaking down my Georgia Tech offensive playbook, but the one thing I think was just really missing was having those macros, giving you guys just really easy route concepts to get to. I have it now. Now, you don't have to run this out of the Georgia Tech playbook. There's only one formation you're going to need, and it's going to be bunch tight end. So if you have a playbook that has bunch tight end, I'm sure it's in a bunch of different playbooks. You guys can actually head over to CFB Fan. You can literally filter it by the formation. You can see I filtered it by bunch tight end, and all those playbooks you're seeing on screen right now, they have bunch tight end. So any of those, I thought it would actually be a little bit more. I mean, it's still like 9 playbooks, but I thought it would be a little bit more. Any of those playbooks you guys can use. Just have a bunch tight end in it, because it doesn't really matter the plays that are in it. I definitely recommend maybe make sure it has like the little RPO bubble. It doesn't have to, but any of those playbooks you could use. We also might get into a game at the end of the video. I'm not sure. If the video's too long, I probably won't, but we post a lot of gameplays on the channel, and also follow the Twitch. A lot of gameplay over there. Link that down in the description. It'll also probably help you guys a whole lot with running this offense and all the different things that come with it. But the reason why I like the Georgia Tech playbook is just because there's a lot of good runs in it. You got the under center I form, you got the pistol. We're not going to talk about all that. I actually talked about that in my Georgia Tech breakdown of the pretty much the whole playbook. So if you guys want to know what runs are good and all that stuff, definitely tap on that video. The link to that will be down in the description. But today we're just literally talking about the bunch tight end and throwing the ball. So other than the macros I'm going to give you guys and all that good stuff, that the other stuff that I said I do like in the bunch tight end is that play right there in the middle, that RPO bubble. I think you can understand why. Good in short yardage situations, good if they're running zone, really good in the red zone, and it's also got a little inside zone out of it too. But let's go ahead and talk about the macros. So first of all, the way you'll pick your macro is it doesn't really matter what play you come in. It's got to be a pass play. I usually come out and play to the far left mesh, and I will just you'll hold X, and then you'll just pretty much pick whatever play that you're looking for. Now you can also do this at the line of scrimmage. Now we're gonna go right down the line through all the macros. So we'll start with my first play, which is called flood cover 3, cover 4. It's really good for beating cover 3, and it's really good for beating cover 4. Now you guys can name these plays whatever you want. So I'll show the play. Like I said, I'm gonna go through it, and then I'll show you guys how to set the macro up in the settings. So this is pretty much what it's going to look like. You're not going to have to press any buttons. Like, you'll just come out, like I'll switch the play, for example, right? This is a totally different play. We come out here, cover 3, cover 4, flood, boom. It's already right here. So we're going to pretty much break it down. The only adjustment I would recommend is probably stemming your corner route down, which you could do. It's not going to, like, you'll walk up to the line and you could just stem it if you're on the road or whatever's going on. It'll let you do this no matter what. This doesn't really count as changing in a hot route. I don't like to stem route it all the way down, only because I kind of like it when it runs that in between between it running deep and too short. I don't know. That's personal, the depth, how I like that corner route running. So cover 3, right, it's pretty self-explanatory. On the left side of the field, you're going to have the outside corner on the outside third. You're going to have the guy right there in the middle, that slot. He's going to be in a curl flat. And then the backer right over top of B is going to be in a hook curl. So it's pretty simple. X is the guy on the streak. I don't want to say he's not in your progression, but his job is to pretty much just run the outside corner out of the play. So the corner route is going to be wide open. But you got to read the slot defender, that curl flat, the purple. He is either going to come down, depending on, maybe if he's in shade down, maybe if he's got 20-yard curl flats, 5-yard curl flats, whatever he has his curl flats playing. He is either going to come down and play B on that flat route, or he's either going to stay high and play the corner route. So it's a high-low situation. So we'll snap the ball. We'll see what he does. And you can see corner route is wide open. He ran it a lot deeper than I wanted to, but that's why you could stem it and figure out how far you really want him to kind of run it. So same thing, and that was a great throw by Mendoza, by the way. He got fucking smacked on that. You can see sometimes they kind of bump into each other a little bit, but he gets wide open right there, and it's the same thing. If the curl flat stays high on the corner, then you pretty much take the flat route. Now, something that may end up happening is, you know what? Maybe he's switch sticking to the backer on that side or the safety or whatever. So let's say, you know, he's got a hard flat. He's taking away the flat route. The corner route's going to be wide open, but now he's switch sticking to that backer and he's running with the corner route. Well, that's why you have all your stuff on the backside. So you got the post route from the tight end, which you can even stem that down just a little bit if you want to. And then you got the running back kind of sitting in the hitch. Like you can see, you can pretty much, like, for example, if he switched stick to the backer right there, that post route would have been wide open. Why? Because the backer wouldn't have been there on the play. So that's kind of just some really good stuff you have there on the backside right there. Like the post route is, you could still throw it even if he doesn't like switch stick, for example, because that streak is kind of in the middle of running the inside third at the play and running the outside corner on the play. So see my line, you can kind of hold up here. It does. Man, those are just a terrific ball, but you can see you got the tight end right there. And this pretty much applies to cover 4 as well. Pretty much the same exact thing. If you're getting blitzed or whatever, you're like, you know what, maybe I gotta block the tight end. If you want, you could either leave that running back on the hitch. I like to always block the tight end when there's pressure. That's just me personally. If you want, you could put the running back, maybe switch it up, put him on an angle route. Obviously, I don't have the defense actually blitzing, but totally up to you, whatever you want to do there if they're setting pressure. Or if you're like, you know what, I just want to straight up throw to beat the blitz, your flat route is a good option to check too. The running back on the hitch. Maybe you want to run the tight end off as a streak. You'll see he kind of runs that backer off. Kind of, you can see the backer will either run off with the streak or will come down the hitch. The hitch, a lot of times, you have that for a very, very quick throw. So that's pretty much the cover 3, cover 4 beater. Really simple. Let's go over to the macros. I'll show you guys how you set this up. And by the way, it's the same thing when you flip the play, because a lot of people are like, well, what if I have to run the play to the left? Because you always want to make sure, me personally, I always like to have the bunch to the wide side of the field. And you can see, we were running it to the left, now we flipped it to the right. You're probably thinking, okay, well, the play looks a little bit different, right? And we'll talk about that for each play. For this play, when you flip it to the opposite side, because all these plays, I have them set up for the left side of the field. So when you flip them to the right side of the field, sometimes they might look a little bit different. You can see the corner route is still running normally, but you can see the flat and the streak, they're actually kind of flipped. So in this situation, you actually streak the guys on the flat, and then you'll have to switch it just kind of like that. Sometimes, then you don't have to do that for every play. It's only a few plays, but like, even if you want to, you could still kind of have this run the same. Like you could have it just run like this if you flip it. It might not be as effective. Like you can see, like that corner route takes a lot. You almost have to wait for that corner route to kind of sit, as compared to like if we run it like this, like how it's normally supposed to be ran, you can throw the corner out like a lot earlier. You can see, I don't know why he just tried to catch that with one hand, but so just for some plays, just remember you might have to switch up a couple routes. And if you're playing road to the college football playoffs and maybe you're on the road and you like, I can't, it's fine. Like I said, you can still kind of run it like this, you know what I mean? Like you can still throw that corner route. It's going to be a little bit tougher though, because you know that streak's not running at all. So if you can, you know, get that hot route off, I would definitely recommend doing that, because I mean, you can see it's pretty much free every single time. And if you guys feel like I'm talking too much and you just don't even want to listen to me, you guys can literally just skip through the video, and like I said, at the end of each play, I will go to the screen right here and I'll give you guys the macros to set up. So, because I know I might talk a lot, I just want to make sure everyone understands what's going on here. So this is the flood cover 3, cover 4 play, right? The only thing you're going to change other than the routes, always put your technique on base. I like that personally. Do not... A lot of people, for untarget the defender, they like to put the user defender. Do not do this, because you're going to go against people like me that will straight up just blitz their user at you. And if you're untargeting that guy, he's going to just come in free. So do not do that. If you ever want to untarget the defender, hold LT, and then I think it's LB, and then you'll pick the guy you want on target. Like, don't just have it on that shit manually. It's going to ruin your entire offense. So how we're going to set up the receiver routes, man. Wide receiver 1, you're going to want to put him on a flat route. Wide receiver 2, you're going to want to put him on a streak. Wide receiver 3 is going to be on the corner route. And then if we scroll all the way down to tight end, you're going to put him on a post. And then scroll down to the running back. Your running back will be on a curl route, and then you don't need to touch anything else under that. That's the play for flood. The next play we are going to be looking at, it is called mesh post. This is pretty much good against every zone coverage in the game. Cover 2, cover 3, cover 4. So a lot of times, this is just the base play I come at it. Maybe you don't know what the defense is in. He's switching it up a whole lot. This is just kind of our, like a base play we'll come at him, because you can pretty much attack on every level of the field. You can hit them underneath. You could bomb them. You could pretty much do it all. I mean, that's why you'll probably end up seeing me run this play a whole lot. So we'll pretty much break it down. On the left side of the field, right, the bunch side, why your streak, he's your runoff guy. I like to always have a runoff guy. What he's doing is he's getting your post route wide open. If it's cover 3, he's taking the inside third out the play. The post is going to run right underneath it. Same thing for cover 4. That quarter is going to get run off the play. There's room to throw the post right underneath that. Cover 2 is the same thing. First of all, there's not even really anybody deep in the middle in cover 2 anyway, like a Tampa 2. So he's running free in the middle of the field. That deep half has no shot. So that alone is just a great way to get your post route wide open. And then it's just a simple little mesh underneath. I think that'd be wide receiver 1, and your tight end are just running the mesh under the middle. So if they're, hook curls are, playing even just the slightest far back, you pretty much have that every single time. And then the running back on the streak is really just icing on the cake, because let's say it's a slot corner, it's a backer running with the curl. Now, I mean, the running back is just, wide open. You can see right there the backer kind of sat on it, so the right read, I was trying to throw it, but the right read would have been the drag right there. So instead of staring down the running back on the streak, will try to throw the drag. I've never actually seen that happen. What the hell? They actually ran into each other. That time they don't. You can see that would be the right read there. But and online, I will say that you'll actually have that running back streak a whole lot. I don't really throw it as much, but you can even see, like, you even have a quick window just to kind of throw it in right there. But it's a mesh. You guys pretty much understand how a mesh works. This play just attacks every level of the field. That's why it's good against every single coverage. So I would really say your progression is you're snapping the ball and you're looking at the mesh. You're looking to hit B on the quick drag or A on the quick drag, and then if the hook curls, they're curl flats, everybody's playing low, they're taking away to the drag, then most likely you have the post route. Then you could just pretty much sneak that in right over the middle. Might want to catch it a lot. So especially in this situation, it's cover 4. So that right quarter isn't really getting ran off. So he's kind of sitting there a little bit, opposed to a cover 3 or a Tampa 2 where he might be a lot more wide open. Now, obviously their user might try to switch stick to one of the safeties, try to make a play there, but it's really a high to low. The low's the mesh, then you're looking for the post. Your streak to the running back is kind of a last resort thing. So a lot of times you might have him like kind of wide down the field. I thought I was going to get sacked right there, so I was just trying to show off how you kind of would run the streak. But yeah, pretty simple outcome. If you're getting blitzed, you got to block extra body. Block your tight end. I always like blocking the tight end. And then maybe now we put the running back on the in route. So we still have that mesh underneath like that. And I'll tell you, there's a couple plays we'll look at where the running back's on the in route. Man, the running back on the in route absolutely fries in this bunch tight end. So if you ever got a block, don't be scared to do that. Could even put him on maybe a little angle route, but you can see he runs that in route so good. He doesn't really get bumped a whole lot. I like that a whole lot. And then if you're like, you know what, I want to throw to beat the blitz, your quick reads here are obviously both the drags and hell, Dan, or even the post, depending what coverage it is. But, easy high read, get that thing out to one of those drags. So now if we want to flip the play from the left to the right, this is one of the plays where it does not change. So when you flip it, so you'll hit LB to bring up your macros, pick mesh post. Actually, I lied to that. It is a little bit different. So the difference is you can see the slots on the streak. The receiver, that would be wide receiver 2 right there. I can't remember. They're actually flipped. So you would actually, in this situation, you would want to put X on the streak and then your slot guy Y on the post. So it is a little flip. But at the end of the day, I think you can still run this the same, though. I don't think it's completely different. Like you can see, the post route still sneaks in under right there. I don't even know actually what I put the defense in, but he can still sneak in under there. But if you want to have it set up the same exact way, those two guys, you would want to flip their route. So it would be X on the streak, Y on the post like that. So when you flip it to the other side, you can see, look at that, runs perfect. Y gets underneath it. So that's just how it is. That's how they set the macros up. But it's not that big of an adjustment. And honestly, you know what a really good workaround is? Let's say, because like I said, you always want to make sure you're running these plays to the far side of the field. So what I mean is, right, let's say we're lined up right here. We're lined up on the short, the left side is the short side. I personally don't like it. I gotta flip the play. I run everything to the wide side. It's just how we do this thing. So something you could do is maybe the wide side is the right side. Maybe you're on the roll. You're like, I can't get these hot routes off. Let's just run the ball. Run the ball to the right side of the field, right? Maybe you'll score a touchdown. Maybe that'll happen. Maybe. Now, you're going to be lined up on that side of the field, right? So now you have the left side. So now, if you're on the road, you don't have to worry about maybe changing a few routes. Everything's all good. So just keep that in mind. It's the little things like that. So let's talk about how to set this play up really fast. So you are going to want to go base technique. I didn't even have it checked. The reason why it doesn't even matter if I don't have it checked is because in my actual... So let's say I picked nothing. Whatever you have actually set up in your actual coaching adjustments, it's just going to roll with that. So I didn't even have base picked, but maybe you don't have that changed. They just pick base. As for the routes, let's go ahead and go down to those. Wide receiver 1 is going to be on a drag. Wide receiver 2 is going to be on the post. Wide receiver 3, that's your slot. That'll be on the streak. Going all the way down to the tight end. Your tight end is going to be on a drag, and then your running back will be on a streak. And there you go. That's it for that play. Moving on to our very third play. This is going to be for man coverage. We do have 3 total plays for man coverage, and then I think I got like 4 total plays for zone. The third play is just called streaks. Even though I guess it's not completely streaks. This is pretty much what it looks like. This is going to be really good when you're going against man, and it's like a shaded down man. So shaded down meaning if I put a streak, for example, you guys are about to see, my guy is pretty much just going to run right by him, and he might drop it. Wow. All right. They'll give up the deep bomb. Now, if there's a 2 safety high look, which, this is right here, you could still bomb it right down the middle. But something that's going to be really good about this, watch when X runs his slant. You can see he's going to get wide open because there's so much junk that DB is having to work through in order to even try to get to him. He's going to be wide open every time. And it's going to be, and honestly, even if it's not a shaded down man, it's going to be like that. Just because so much stuff he has to work with. So this is a very good play against man. So it's pretty simple, right? B and A, your guys in the streaks down the middle. A tight end on a streak is very good against shaded down man. You can see that this tight end's dog shit, and he still is running by him. Like that tight end, I don't even know if he's 75 speed. I could be wrong, but Georgia Tech has a very slow tight end, and he's still able to run by him. So if you have a tight end with actual good speed, again, shaded down man, he's flying right by that guy. He is flying right by him. And same thing with B. Like I said, it's shaded down, so look at that. Runs right by him. You want to free form that to the inside. You got to do it very aggressively, or else that deep half is going to make a play on it. But that's why you have your slot guy on the little fade route. You can see if he's getting bumped out of his mind, but that's fine because what did that do? That got the slant wide open. So he's kind of a decoy, but if he's actually able to run his route, you can see he gets a little bit of separation. Georgia Tech does not have very fast receivers, so if you have a little bit of a guy with some speed, that's going to be really good. But and then it's kind of a high-low because the running back on the in route, you guys know how hard those are to guard, right? In man coverage, even if they shade properly. So, very good against shaded down man. Can you run this against shaded up, shaded inside, shaded outside? You can. You want to give yourself different options for man. So, you can see how this play is very good against man coverage. And then I'll show you guys if we flip it to the other side. If it is a blitz, you guys know, simply block the tight end. You really don't need to change anything there. If it's a hot, you got to get the ball out quick. Then you're really looking for the back, or you're looking for the slant. You can hit the back pretty quick because look how good he runs the route. Now, obviously, he didn't get too much separation right there. And we'll show it if we flip it to the other side. I want to say, I don't think the play is the same if you flip it. I think there's a couple routes you're gonna have to switch. So yeah, in this situation, what you want to do is you actually want to put B because now he is your outside receiver. You want to put him on the streak. And then you want to put X as your streak. He's the streak. B's the slant. So now he's the one that's having to work. That DB has to work through everything. And you can see he's able to pretty much get wide open. So really good play for man cover. And I might add, it's very good against a cover zero man. A cover zero man meaning there's no safety help up top. Like you're trying to, he's sending the house and stuff like that. That's when it's really at its best. The play is called streaks. That's kind of what it is. Like I said, you can name these whatever you want. It really does not matter. Your wide receiver 1 is going to be on a streak. Wide receiver 2 will be on a slant. Wide receiver 3 is going to be on a fade, and your tight end 2 also on a streak. And finale, your running back, he will be on a in route. Our next play is going to be for man coverage as well. It's called post corner. This is going to be one that you're going to want to run if it's not like a cover. I mean, you can still run it against like a cover 0, but you know, if there's safeties help up top and they're not just shading down, maybe they're shading up, shading inside, and different stuff like that. This is the play where you're just going to have so many different ways to attack the man coverage, and you can see why. If they shade inside, you have your slot receiver and nobody told you to motion, and your tight end on a corner route. So he's going to be your guy to help beat the inside leverage. You have your slot receiver. I guess they're all slots technically, but your slot receiver and your, I guess you'd call them a slot outside receiver because they count them all as slots. But then you have 2 guys, well, I guess 3 guys actually running inside routes. Stop fucking motioning. Yo, what is wrong with this game? You have 3 guys beating outside leverage, running back on the in route, guy on the drag, guy on the post. So you're really just snapping the ball, having to read what the leverage is here. Must have been outside, and Mendoza misses the touchdown, and that could lose you a game. Might have lost me a couple games. I'm not going to lie to you, but yeah, you just killed him on the post. So really, holy shit, Mendoza, your ass. But you're just reading where the leverage is at. If it's inside, you're going outside. If it's outside, you're going inside. And sometimes even if it's inside, you can still go outside. Because some routes, you know, so just because they route commit or shade inside and do all that stuff, it doesn't mean it's going to play. So you're just giving yourselves a lot of different options on who to go to in the against the man coverage. Like every route could possibly win on this field. So the progression, I mean, you know, I'm always a low to high guy, so I'd probably start. I'd look at the drag, maybe on the receiver, the running back on the end, and then work my way downfield. If I see those routes are getting ran, then I know, okay, maybe it's outside leverage. Maybe I'm looking at the corner routes and or the post route. You can see like the corner route, it's pretty much getting ran on the receiver on the left, but you know, it's post routes on guard. So you're really just looking to see where the leverage is at. If it's a blitz, we got to get the ball out quick, block the tight end. You still have your outs. You got to beat inside leverage on your slot receiver with the corner route. So don't got to worry there. As you can see, he's just not getting too much. Mendoza can't throw a goddamn post, but and then if you just want to throw the ball hot, you know, if they're blitzing, you got to get it out quick. I mean, that running back on the in route a lot of times is a really, really good option. And if we go ahead and flip this thing to the left, I don't think this is one of the plays I have to change. Yeah, so this is actually one of the few plays you guys are not going to have to change. Just, you know, I like to just stem route the post route down a little bit, but yeah. This is the one play. If you flip it to the other side of the field, you can pretty much just, you know, run it normally like that. So very, very good play to beat man. You're probably going to call this play a lot against man coverage just because you have so many different options. The play is called post corner because it's a post and a corner. The routes you guys are going to want to put on the field for wide receiver 1, he's going to go on a corner. Wide receiver 2 will be on a post. Wide receiver 3, drag. Going over to the tight end, he'll be on a corner as well, and then your running back is going to be on a in route. Our next play, we are going back to zone. We really only have a couple plays left. It's going to be called spacing. It's good against cover 3. It's good against cover 2. I don't know so much about cover 4, but really the goal is really the only thing I like to do here is so the slot guy that's on the hitch, I like to actually stem him down. Don't really want him. I want him running it more so like just a couple yard hitch like this. And that's what you're trying to do is you're just trying to get the hitch open, get everybody away from him. Easy read for the quarterback. Really, really good play. I think in the red zone, I've ran that a whole lot. You just want to kind of stem it down. So really, what's going on here, right? Let's say it's a cover 3. The outside receiver that's on this fade route, he's running the outside corner out the play, right? The post route is running the linebacker on the play, and if it's cover 3, the curl flat, I mean, he's bailing to the outside. Like he's not sitting in the inside. As you can see, the defense is in a cover 3. He's actually going outside to the fade route. So that'll pretty much run him out of there like that. And then, I mean, really, it's the same thing in a Tampa 2, right? Let's have the defense just come out in a Tampa 2, for example. Same thing. We'll stem the hitch down like that, about right there. And you can see that hook curl defender, you can see he kind of plays it, but he's kind of running back with the post. So let's say they have their zone drops down. I mean, in that situation, you would actually have the post route, but you can see the linebacker, which I guess would be in a what is it called? It's a middle read or whatever, he's running back with the post route. So plays really good against cover 3. That's when I really like it. But it still can be ran against a cover 2. And cover 4 is just weird because cover 4, a lot of times like guys are running match out of it, so it almost kind of works like a man coverage. So that slot guy might end up sticking to him. I don't know. I haven't ran enough against cover 4. But then you also have like your backside routes, right? Like you got the running back in the flat, tight end on the zig. You will have that tight end on the zig a lot of times. Or I guess it's a return, my fault, not a zig. The only problem is, at least Georgia Tech's tight end, garbage. If you got a tight end with some good route running, he'll probably run it a little bit faster. But even with them running it bad, it's still not an awful thing because it creates that window of space you can see. Like the outside corners kind of running with that, the running back in the flat, and then, or I guess that would be actually not the outside corner, the slot corner, and the backer's just, kind of floating back because there's nothing really there because he's running the return so goddamn slow. So like I said, this is a very good play call in the red zone. And honestly, I would even say just in short yardage situations where you only need a couple yards. Now, let's say we flip this play to the other side. It's looking a little crazy right now, isn't it? So what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to put him on the fade route, and then X, your real inside guy, you'll put him on the post route. So it's just, a lot of those plays, you just kind of having to flip those guys backwards a little bit. But yeah, 3rd and 3, he's going to run zone, not a bad call. We get down there in the red zone, maybe at the 4 to 5 yard line, real good play call. If it's a blitz, you got to get the ball out your hands fast. I can't lie. I mean, in most games, I might not run this play, and in most games, if I do, I'm only running it once, so there really is no hot rate. You're just dropping the ball, you're dropping back, and you're really just getting the ball out really quick. But I guess in this situation, what you could do is block the tight end and then maybe angle route the running back like that. But I can't say there's been many times where I've really had to. It's been a play that I'm trying to throw against the blitz, if you know what I mean. So the play is called spacing. Really good against cover 3, not bad against cover 2. Haven't say I've really tested it enough against cover 4 because, like I said, a lot of match principle in cover 4. If they're running like a cover 4, it's a zone drop defense, then yes, it would work against it. But if it's match cover 4, I don't really know. But as for what we're going to put out here, man, wide receiver 1 is going to be on a post route. Wide receiver 2 is going to be on that fade. Wide receiver 3 will be on a curl. Your tight end is going to be on a return route. And your running back will be on a flat route. And there you go. All right, so we really only got 2 plays left. These are actually my 2-est macros that I've cooked up. Haven't ran them a lot in-game, but I know they're going to work in-game. I've tried them in practice, and I understand how this game plays. The play is going to be called corner streak. This is really only a play I would run against cover 2. Basically, what we're trying to do right here, cover 2 is, they got cloud flats on the outside, deep halves on the safeties. What we're really trying to do is here, the flat receiver, his job is to pull the cloud flat down. If the cloud flat gets pulled down, you're throwing the corner out. You can stem that however you want, but you'll have the corner out. And then, why are we motioning? I just don't get why we're motioning. What the hell is he doing? Okay, the game is possessed. Your streaks on the slot receiver, or I guess the inside receiver, and your tight end. If you guys know how Tampa 2 works, the deep halves start to kind of, the deep halves, they're starting to float to the outside. So the middle of the field starts to become really open. Now, I know in-game, the very middle backer, he's in that, I keep forgetting what it's called, but it's not a hook curl board. They almost try to act like they're an inside third, but you could throw it right over his head or whatever, right? If we snap it, you can see he's running all the way back, and he actually ran all the way back. In game, though, most people usually never actually leave him on there. Hell, they'll probably even user him. So sometimes you might have these quick streaks to either your tight end or your inside receiver B. Then you got the running back on an angle route, right underneath them. So let's say those backers are running back with the streaks. Well, now the running back is going to sneak right underneath that's an awful throw by Mendoza, but it's an easy throw there to the angle route. And like we said, for the left side of the field, we're trying to manipulate that cloud flat. Look at that. He's actually, I'm not gonna lie, he actually kind of got back there. Oh, he really didn't, but he kind of manipulated the corner out really good, like trying to trick you into throwing it. But you can see the deep half, he's calling the space like, oh, wait, should I be playing the streak down the middle? Or, I don't know about this corner. He did the safety is like almost clueless. So the corner out, you can see, is like pretty goddamn free. Like, you just gotta lead throw it up, really just kind of throw it to the pylon. This play you'll really only ever run against Tampa 2. But I would say you're going to snap the ball. The first thing I'm looking at is both the streaks Okay, cool, we don't have them. Boom, now I'm bouncing back to the corner route. Or, you know, if you see you don't have them and there's no one there to play the angle route in the back, you could pretty much just immediately, I had to check that down immediately. And that'll actually be, if it's a blitz, that's your quick read guy. You are looking for that back because you can pretty much snap it and just throw it to him. It just, you got to have a quarterback with a bit of a goddamn brain. I mean, Mendoza. What can we get a normal throw here? There we go. Jesus Christ. So that's your hot read, by the way. And then if you got to block a tight end, block a tight end. Really, you could call the same thing here. Or maybe if you want to switch up, put B on that post, you can. It's up to you. Or you can leave him on that streak. It's totally up to you if it is a blitz. But you can see the corner out here really just kills Tampa 2. And let's say they are putting their cloud flat back. Let's see. I could put the, maybe I'll put him in a, I'll put the cloud flat on that side on a, and I picked the wrong one. I'm going to put the corner on that side. I'm going to put him on a, I think I could change the zone drop. So I'll put the zone drop. I'll put him on a 30-yard flat. If I put him in a 30-yard flat, he should, what else Tampa do? He should run back now with the corner out. So let's see. And yes, he does. And if he does, look at that. Now the flat defender is wide open. So great play for Tampa 2. If we go ahead and flip this thing to the other side, so if we flip it to the other side, you guys can see it. It actually almost kind of looks like, remember the first play I showed you guys, flood to be cover 3, cover 4. It kind of looks like that now. What you'll want to do is you'll want to put X, who is your very inside guy right here. He's going to be on the streak. Your very outside guy, B, he'll go on the flat right like that. And there you go. So, I mean, that's kind of how it is with most of those plays. You're really just switching those two guys. And, yeah, but like I said before, run the ball, you know, to that side so you can set up the other side of the field. Completely up to you. So the play is called corner streak, and it is literally only there to beat Tampa 2. That is pretty much its sole purpose. If you know the defense is in Tampa 2, it's going to kill it. The wide receiver 1 is going to be put in a streak. Wide receiver 2, we're going to put him in a flat route. Wide receiver 3 is going to be in a corner. Your tight end is going to be on a streak. And then last but not least, the running back, you are going to put him was running back. Running back will be on a Texas route. This right here will be our very final play. It's going to be called fade post. It's going to be for man coverage, and you guys are going to see the play art. It looks very similar to, remember the other play that we talked about in man coverage earlier, this play right here, that's just called streaks. It looks very, very similar than it, but it is different in a sense to where we still have the fade on it, but everybody's on different routes. So we have the fade on your very outside receiver. If it's shaded down, man, you can see he's able to pretty much run right by him. It's just, that is an insane catch. He's not the very fastest receiver, and as you saw right there, if there is a deep half of safety on that side, he is probably going to play it. But if there's no safety help right there, that fade route against a shaded down man is damn near a touchdown. Now, you have B, who's on that streak, which we've talked about. If it's, you know, any type of shade down, he'll pretty much just run right by him. Is Mendoza? Oh, Mendoza threaded. I don't know if that's actually a catch, but it might have been shaded down. We already talked about. The biggest difference is, remember before there was a slant, but it was actually on your very outside receiver. Now it's on the slot receiver who's running the post route. You guys can see against man, kind of go scroll. We actually had B right there, and see, that's something that could happen with all the junction that's happening right there. Guys get bumped around and all that stuff. Now you got a guy just running free right down the middle. Now, obviously, of course, this is if they press and all that stuff, but even if they don't, but yeah, so you have X and B who are, if they're shade down and they're one-on-one, there's no help up top, they might be going in the end zone. You got your post route to attack the middle of the field. Your tight end's on the corner route. If it's, you know, inside leverage, he can beat it, or he could drop the ball wide open like that. You got your running back running the in route to help beat that outside leverage. So you just, you know, a lot of different options right there. Kind of what we talked about before. It's just another good play to add to beat man coverage, because you're going to see a lot of man coverage when you play this game. That's just kind of what it is. And the play can work against any man. Shade outside, shade inside, shade up top, shade under, you name it. It could pretty much work against all those. You look at some of the other man coverage plays we talked about, streaks. This play is really kind of only good against shade down, blitzing, or just, you know, cover zero looks, even though it can work against shade up and all that stuff, but I think that's where it works its best. The other man coverage play, post corner, this is probably our best play against man coverage, but if, you know, maybe if that play's not working, it's getting locked up, you got fade post, which is, you know, a little bit similar, just another option to pretty much go to. There really is no progression key here. I just feel like you're just you're snapping it, you're looking at the leverage, and you're looking at pretty much who's winning. I mean, you got your guys deep, you got your guys short, you name it. I mean, you can see if you get a little bit of bumpage right there, B is wide open every time. But I mean, some guys, but this thing, like, let's say they're not pressing their corners, and you're like, okay, well, I'm not getting the bumping, all that stuff. If they're not pressing their corners, post route's probably going to go crazy. Running back on in route's probably going to go crazy. I mean, there's a lot of routes that are going to go crazy if they don't press. Like, the tight end on that corner route alone is a very hard play to just leave a guy one-on-one, you know, if he has to do that. Now, let's say they're blitzing, block a tight end, you leave the running back on the end. Maybe you put him on an angle route. It's up to you. You could, you know, pretty much keep it like this so you have time to throw it. But I gotta say though, I don't know who's Missouri's linebackers, but he is doing a great job running this running back's in route. I mean, holy shit, he's going crazy, man. So that's pretty much our final play though. I'll show you guys what it looks like if we flip it to the other side. So if we flip it to the other side, what you guys are going to want to do is the very outside receiver, in this case this is B, you're going to want to put him on the fade route, and then please stop motioning. I mean, what are we doing there? X, your very inside receiver, is going to be put on the streak, and that's it. It is the pretty much same exact play as the running back. See the running back one right there. Yeah, so whoever that one guy was on the running back, he's got to have some good man. This play is called fade post. It's literally only for man coverage. Let's go ahead and talk about the routes. Wide receiver 1 will be on a streak. Wide receiver 2 will be on a fade. Wide receiver 3, he's going to be on a post. Your tight end is going to be on a corner route. And then the very final route, your running back will be on a in route. And there you go. Those are pretty much all my macros. And we even still have a couple slots left if we wanted to make more, because you can actually make 10. You can make 10 to go into game with. And then there's also benched ones. So like, let's say I wanted, you know, I want to take out the fade post play. I want to put that to the bench. Then I can actually put some more ones in there that I want to use in game, and then you can always switch them in and out. So yeah, this works against every single coverage. You can see when I name these things too, I like to put what covers they work good against, and you don't have to really make any adjustments unless, like I said, you flip the play. You might have to make a couple, but besides that, I mean, you know, that's what's good about these macros. It's almost, you know, we're making our own plays. Snap of a button, get into the line, doing what we got to do. Now, I think I said at the beginning of the video, we might get into a game here and show a little bit of gameplay off so you guys can see how this works. But I'm not going to lie, this video is probably way too long. So I'm not going to do that. But you know what? I will get a gameplay out tomorrow. Like I said, I also stream over on Twitch. The link that's down in the description so you guys can really get a feel for, you know, what coverages I'm throwing this stuff against, how I'm reading the defense, and all that good stuff. So, and like I said, you guys can run this out of any of the playbooks that we showed on that CFB fan. It was like 9 different playbooks that had bunch tight end. And if you're thinking, well, can I run this out of other bunches? Probably not, because bunch tight end has a unique alignment to where you have the bunch on the left and the tight ends on the line of scrimmage on the right. The other bunches are not like that, so it has to be bunch tight end. You don't have to run the Georgia Tech playbook, but if you want to, I think it's got some really good stuff for running the ball. I might even check out some of those other playbooks as well, just so I can see, you know what, maybe they have some other good stuff in there that I like. But right now, Georgia Tech, that's what I'm in. Also got a video talking about all the good stuff running the ball out of it, so I'll have the link down in the description of that if you guys want to check that out as well. Well, that is pretty much going to do it for this video, though, man. If you guys did enjoy the video, man, drop a like. And if you're not subbed to the channel, you're definitely going to want to sub to the channel. We are going to be doing another macro video eventually, talking about some stuff for defense. If you guys enjoy running like a 3-4 style defense, then I think you're going to like some of the stuff that I got cooked up. But until next time, man, I'll see y'all boys in the next one.